I'm recording you guys. What are we going into right now?
We're going to go see the double feature of Superman 78 and Batman 89.
Along with the comic convention.
Yes,
right?
along with a very small convention that's going to be going on as well.
It's a convention double feature, our first time ever. Let's see what it's like. We're heading inside. It's at St. George Theater, so it's a very, very well-known classic theater. We'll see you inside. As you can see from our walk on the floor, it was a very small convention.
Very tiny.
Comics Con, the convention. But it was a very different convention than anything we've ever been to before.
Yeah, and I have to say, it was a good time.
Oh, it was a really good time.
We had a really good time.
Really good time.
The amount of vendors can only grow when they do this again next year.
We hope they do it again next year.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to see what movies they pick next year.
So just a little backstory. It was run by KV Comics.
Yep.
KV Comics runs a Whatnot channel. So check KV Comics out on Whatnot. They have some really cool stuff.
Yes, they do.
They put this convention together on Staten Island. We're both from Staten Island. Our only other convention on Staten Island is St. Teresa's, right?
Yes.
So St. Teresa's is a church.
The New Dorp High School one.
They haven't done that in a while.
They haven't done
it in a while. So our only one is St. Teresa's in the last 2 years. We've gone to those. You can check back and see our St. Teresa's video.
Yep.
This is a second one, and it was good. Really good time. It was not only a convention, it was a convention and a double feature of Superman 78 and Batman 89.
Yep.
So,
and in the beautiful St. George Theater, which is an old Art Deco theater, probably dating back to the 30s. I'd have to look up the history of it, but it's beautiful. Well, absolutely gorgeous.
Let's take a look at inside St. George Theater right now. It's really amazing inside.
Yeah. And it was so great to see these movies on the big screen.
And I saw Superman 78 on the big screen when I was a kid. I was 6 years old. My uncle took me.
Yep.
Saw Batman 89 on the big screen. But it's been since those years. Like, I haven't seen them on the big screen again.
Oh.
It was awesome to see dads with their little kids.
Yeah, it was.
watching the movie on the big screen. And there was a whole show they did. There was a guy playing
the organ, as if it were a silent movie theater.
We could listen to that.
Yeah.
And the head of KV Comics actually did a whole introduction at the beginning.
Yep.
Let's hear that.
Here. We are so excited for everyone to be here, not only to experience the first annual Comics Con, but also to see our new restoration that just concluded in November. So if you haven't been here yet, welcome back. We're so glad that you're here. And we would like to thank you, Ian Fraser, for that incredible organ show. So everyone please give him a round of applause. And we are so grateful for our sponsors for our Better on the Big Screen movie series, including Williams Eyeworks, Richmond University Medical Center, and for our Comics Con, KV Comics. So I would love to give the microphone to these two gentlemen so that they can say a few words, if Williams Eyeworks would like to go first.
Well, thank you.
So really, just the whole experience from top to bottom was great.
It was a great experience. It really was.
$25 to get into the convention, and that included the 2 movies.
Right.
Well worth it.
Yep. So 2 movies and a little comic convention for $25 was absolutely.
And we got some freebies. We got free T-shirt. We got
sunglasses. Yeah, I don't even know where mine ended up. I think one of my kids took them.
KV Comics treated us nice. KV Comics actually knew who we were.
It was nice. Really nice.
They knew we were the YouTube guys. Thanks, KV Comics. Thanks for bringing a convention to Staten Island. It was most enjoyable. Like all conventions, we bought stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go to a convention and not spend money. So
I actually bought more than I usually buy.
For the first time in the history of our conventions, and you can check back and look at all our conventions, we go all over the place.
Yep.
First time bought more than I did.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't know what I made up for it in the next convention, which subscribe so you don't miss our next discussion at convention. I went a little crazy at the second convention.
Yeah, a little crazy.
So what did you buy?
Well, we're going to alternate back and forth?
Sure.
Okay. We'll talk about the first 2 things I got, which are related, and that's why I'm doing 2 at once. I got the Kid Colt one-shot from Marvel. Kid Colt's actually an old character from Marvel Comics from back in the 50s, and they brought him back in the 21st century with this one-shot story, which also related. I got Kid Colt, Mighty Marvel Western, Kid Colt and Arizona Girl, number 1. I have no idea how many of these were produced.
I never heard of that.
Or how many issues there are, but I'm going to look for them and see if they're any good. And you guys will be the first to know if I like it. Good. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so what I bought, I don't know, waiting stuff. I have been collecting the Marvel 25th anniversary covers. This is the one from Marvel Age. It's one of the only ones I need. I think I need like 4 more. Some of them are really hard. I need Heathcliff and the Ewoks. This is my key number 1 because it is a 25th anniversary cover. As you can see, it has all of the main characters up the side.
And it's referencing the new universe.
Yes.
Which we should do a full video on the new universe sometime.
You should do that.
It's kind of a crazy story.
This is my first one.
All right, my next, there's 3 because it's the same series. I got Joe the Barbarian, which is a Grant Morrison title from Vertigo. I got number 2. I got number 6. And I got number 8.
Did you know anything about it?
I'm not very familiar with it. It's Grant Morrison and Sean Murphy, so chances are it's probably entertaining to read. And it's from Vertigo, so, I'm going to check it out. And again, if it's worth it, I will definitely be collecting the rest of the miniseries. It's an 8-issue miniseries.
$3 bin?
Yeah, these were $3 each, so they were a little more than usual. But definitely, since it's Grant Morrison and Sean Murphy, for me, it's worth checking out and seeing if I like it.
There were dollar bins at the convention.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, some of the stuff I got here was from dollar bins.
But we did buy other stuff. I bought, Double Dragon 1 and Double Dragon 2.
Is that the whole thing? 1 and 2 is the whole.
I believe there's more.
Is it a movie adaptation or?
I have no idea. I don't think so. I think it's just an adaptation from the game. I think it's actually too early for what year was the movie? because this is 1991.
It's around that time, somewhere near
It could
there.
be. I don't know anything about it, but again,
Okay.
I'll buy stuff for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because it's there.
Uh-huh.
And it's there. No, see, it's video games. It's from the
Yeah. So
video.
the reason I'm laughing is because Double Dragon, for those of you who don't know, is renowned as one of the cheesiest good bad movies ever made.
Yep.
If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Think along the lines of the old Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
Something like that. Or Street Fighter.
It's
Street
not
Fighter
good.
movie.
Double Dragon's not a good one.
Not good, but there are parts of it that are entertaining.
Watch it to laugh.
Yeah.
You're not watching
Oh.
it, and you're watching it to laugh at how
Yeah.
bad it is. Yeah. So it was there. Why not? That was in Dollar Bin.
That's awesome.
Los Angeles, 2007.
The mystical powers of the dragon are dangerous for one person to possess.
Power,
All right, so where's the on button?
justice,
It's our responsibility to protect the dragon.
darkness,
This is only half. Find me the other half.
light,
Let's kick some butt.
double, dragon, double dragon.
My next one is issue 1 of miniseries called Enigma from Vertigo Comics. It was written by Peter Milligan, who wrote a lot of really cool comics for Vertigo at the time, and illustrated by Fagredo. It is actually a really strange superhero story that deals with identity and mental health issues and a few other things. I've heard about the series a lot. I have not had a chance to sit down and read it, so I figured I'd just grab issue 1 and check it out.
All right. And there's 8 issues.
8 issues in
Okay.
total, telling a very kind
right.
of odd story.
Odd. Just up your alley.
Yep.
I've been on a Doom kick lately, and this is a Doom Emperor. The Emperor Returns. This
Nice.
is number 1 of 3. I only got number 1. This was in the dollar bin, so I figured it's a Doom.
I love
in
the
dollar
illustration.
bin. Why not grab it?
I love that illustration of Doom on the cover. It's so good.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'll read it. See if look for the other 2. Again, another thing I'm going to have to collect. It's out of the dollar bin, so why not? Also, along with that, I've been trying to finish Doom 2099. So he has issue number 34 of Doom 2099. I haven't started reading it yet. I have no idea how many issues there are. Way more than I anticipated there were. The 2099 series went for a long time,
Yeah. It was one of the longer lasting ones.
which is
Spider-Man and that, right?
yeah. Doom. I mean, Doom really has never had a successful solo one except for this Doom 2099. So
It seems notoriously hard for anyone to pull off a decent solo series with a villain.
With the villain,
Yeah.
the Joker's been going pretty good, but
Joker, yeah. But then
that's about
yeah.
it. We'll see. What else you get?
Well, this was an easy one for me. Alan Moore, Eric Larson, Supreme 63. Alan Moore took over writing Supreme, which was originally a Rob Layfield.
Oh, it's Eric Larson art.
Yeah, it was a Rob Layfield comic that Alan Moore took over, and just like he does with all of the stuff he takes over, he completely changed it. Yeah, he retrofitted the entire series to be something that it was never really intended to be. And I've been meaning for a long time to start to put together a bit of a run on more stuff on Supreme. It's very like metafictional, very much about like the history of comics tied into the story of a comic book. So yeah, that's why
Okay.
I'm kind of going into that. So yeah, I'm going to be looking for some more Supreme stuff by Moore. And
When does
Larson.
he? Do you know what his run is from?
I have to look it up. I think it starts somewhere in the 40s, maybe.
Okay,
I think.
that's 63.
Yeah, he wrote like a good number of the series until it ended, I think.
Is his writing better than Rob Liefeld's?
Yes. Yeah, it definitely is.
I picked up another Animal Man trying to. Actually, it's also Vertigo.
Yeah, another Vertigo.
Trying to complete the Animal Man run. This is Animal Man 60. I've always been a big fan of it. Read it when it first came out. Hopefully, we'll re-put it together.
Oh, it was written by Jamie Delano.
Delano.
Yeah, I like Jamie Delano.
So I'll keep plugging away. I paid $1 for it. It was clearance for 25 cents at some point. So
Nice.
I'll keep looking for them. I see them in dollar bins again. Dollar bin find. Why not?
Animal Man's a great series.
Great
it really
series.
is. I haven't
He's
gotten
a great
around to
character.
reading a lot of it, but what I've read, I love.
I read a lot of the early stuff when it first came out. I was actually getting it
when Grant
monthly.
Morrison was writing it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I stopped for a while collecting, and now I'm back and I'm rebuilding it. And at some point, I'll reread it. It's the early stuff is really interesting when he when he kind of crosses the fourth wall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really,
Yeah, it's some unusual stuff.
really weird stuff, which was fantastic to read.
Right. Yeah, it's good.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, something else we're both real big fans
Both
of.
real big fans of.
Twilight Zone.
What issue is that?
This is the annual for 2014.
How long did Dynamite do Twilight Zone?
I don't know. I guess they did it for a while. I have an older one that you got me. Which,
Yes.
was that from Dynamite? I
don't
can't
think
remember.
so.
But yeah, Dynamite apparently had a run on Twilight Zone. And you know what? If you like anthology sci-fi and you like anthology horror, any Twilight Zone series is going to do you well.
I can't see why the Twilight Zone isn't a monthly series always.
Always.
It's so easy to write stories that appeal to the Twilight Zone.
I don't know why in this day and age, anthologies don't seem to do well anymore.
I
don't
am
know what
very
it is.
confused as to why there is no monthly Twilight Zone forever. It should have been
Right.
ongoing.
But you know, I like anthologies. I like a little sampler of different work.
Like I could pick up any issue and read
I
it.
like that. Yeah, I
don't have to know the
sometimes
continuity.
you want a continuity free.
Sometimes I just want to read a thing and not have to think about if I read the one before.
Right.
Because I read a lot of monthlies. And my problem with monthlies is it's hard for me to I read like almost all the DC monthlies right now.
You read a lot of.
It's
DC.
hard for me to keep track if I read previous issues. So sometimes I'll start reading and be like, oh, wait, did I read that one before? So I have a whole system now, but if you throw at me like a one shot, I'll read the one shot first.
Sure.
Because it's just, I know I don't have to know anything else.
It's a much more easy experience. Yeah.
So, oh, and speaking of limited series,
Oh, this is exciting.
I picked up the Kill Raven limited series. So
So good.
I picked up almost all of his appearances in Amazing Adventures. We talked about, we did a whole video on him, Brian did. So now I've just been collecting them as it goes along.
How many did you get?
Of these, I got all 6.
They had all 6
They
there.
had all 6 in the dollar
Oh,
bin.
I didn't notice
So
that.
I picked up all 6 in the
It's
dollar
Alan
bin.
Davis.
Yeah.
And Mark Farmer. It's good. Yeah.
So I guess at some point I'm going to read all of Kill Raven from. This show has really made me buy things I never would.
That's
Way out of my comfort level.
Especially
I would
Kill
never-
Raven.
I would never have bought these, but I've been collecting them. It looked good.
I read the first issue of this miniseries
Yeah.
online, and it was really. I like the way they did it.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the original series, but they kind of like
Well, look, it's got the
they kind of upped the
Aliens in the back.
maturity on it,
Right.
and
well, it's PG.
it's done really really well.
Yeah.
It's a cool story.
Brian's going to actually wear this outfit at the next New York Comic Con.
Yeah, that's gonna be my
That's
cosplay.
he's gonna dress
so
up
I'm
as.
gonna have to hire a full time trainer
There you go.
to get me ready to be Kill
He's
Raven.
getting there for next year. Kill Raven. Ooh, this is perfect.
Now let me eat another cookie.
Let me go eat some dessert.
All right. Now, I said we're big fans of Twilight Zone.
Huge.
There's another property we're both really big fans of.
Huge. Definitely a huge influence on my
Huge. It's one
collecting
of my
and my
favorite
science fiction.
things ever. Planet of the Apes.
That's a
And
really
I
good
got
series.
Ape City. I got Ape City number 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and 4 of 4.
If I remember that correctly,
Uh-huh.
that series, I read the series when it first
Yeah.
came out. I have it somewhere here. It's more about a futuristic version of Ape City. Like we're seeing
Like what would happen if they
Yes,
evolved
if
to
they
adults.
continue to move on,
Right.
takes off from where the other one left, and like there's mobsters and there's there's
Oh,
other
yeah,
kind of
it's-
crime and it's
bikers
Yeah,
and-
it's a really good series. He's missing number 1.
Yeah,
Brian,
which I
we've
have to
got-
get. Yeah, and
Good series.
Planet of the Apes. I mean,
It's
always a big
huge
win.
influence on me as
Yep.
a kid. One of the first sci-fi movies I watched. Probably I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, and just it blew me away how how cool the
Yeah.
story was.
and interestingly enough, do you know there is a connection between Twilight Zone and
of course I
Planet of
do.
the Apes? You know,
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Planet of the Apes, the screenplay was adapted from a novel by Rod Serling. Rod Serling wrote the 1968 Planet
And
of the
that's
Apes.
why it really is. It plays like a Twilight Zone.
It does, yeah.
We won't ruin the ending for you in case you never saw it. If
Yeah.
you're a younger viewer and you've never seen the original Planet of the Apes,
Yes.
after this video, go watch Planet of the Apes. The ending of Planet of the Apes is one of the all-time best endings of any movie ever made.
With the exception of the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes, which I like some of, I've never disliked the Planet of the Apes movie. I've enjoyed all of it.
But we have a huge problem with that. Same thing with Star Wars and same thing with superhero movies. If you give me a property that I like,
Yep.
we just recently did a video about short about how people complain too much. We are lucky to be living in a time where we get movies that
We
we
get
like.
so much of
I don't have to
what
be
we
forced
love.
to go watch love stories all the time. I get to. That was it. That's your end.
Well, I have the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So
I have
on the same
special surprise.
and the
which I think
same
I'm
vein
extra-
as Ape City, I bought a King Kong.
I'm very jealous of this.
adaptation. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that it's more than one issue. I think there's 4 issues in this.
Really?
So I have to look for the other. No, 6. There's 6. This is one of 6. I didn't know this existed.
So-
It's from Monster Comics. Had never heard of them either. I'm gonna have to go and find. I've never
So
seen
they
these
broke the
before.
movie into 6 issues?
6 issues.
Huh.
I have never seen this comic before. Again, I don't buy a lot of independent. When I go to conventions, I don't usually look through the independent ones. I look through Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to keep an eye out for these.
But big monkeys.
Big monkeys are a huge thing for me.
Yep.
And finally, last one I bought. Actually, I lie. I did not buy this. This was a freebie. You got one free comic when you came in. And this is my freebie, The Brave and the Bold number 182. And it is a key. It's the first modern appearance of Batwoman.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
And it was free as we walked in. We got to
Oh,
go
yeah.
through. You forgot to get yours.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
But as we got to go through,
It's Interlude on Earth too, as well.
we got to pick a free comic, and I picked this one, and it turned out to be a key. Had no idea.
Hugo Strange?
Yeah. And I needed this in my run of Brave and the Bold.
Nice.
So there you go.
Free.
Free. There's
is why
nothing
you-
better than free.
This is why we got to go to these things.
And one of the cool things about the convention also was they had a cosplay contest, and one of the cosplayers actually beat Brian up before he went on stage. You can see a picture of. He's not cosplaying as Mr. T. He's cosplaying as B.A. Baracus.
Yeah. And
And it was awesome.
I've waited most of my life to be pitied as a fool.
He was pitied
as a fool.
Let's take a quick look at some of the other cosplayers that were there.
Come on, let's hear it for Cosplay BA. Let's go. All right. BA Baracus from the A-Team. We have that music for him? Wait, you gotta say it.
I pity the fool that don't vote for me.
Thank you, BA. Thank you, BA. All right.
Now, before we end this show, we have one last part that we want to do. Brian bought his first mystery box,
Yes, I've never done this before.
and it was an indie mystery box. So we have no idea what's in there. And, I had to convince him to buy it because I thought it would be good for the show. So we convinced Brian to buy it, and we're going to open it for you for the first time and see what's in this box. We have no idea
No idea what's in here.
So you're coming on a ride with us to see
And
what
I bought
is in
this
box.
from KV Comics.
From KV Comics.
This is from KV.
The people who sponsored it.
Yeah. And these are the guys who we were just talking about have their own
Yeah.
whatnot auctions and stuff.
Yeah, check them out on Whatnot, KV Comics. They're really nice guys.
This is a lot of tape.
I'm betting there's a lot of comics in here.
It seems like it might be a lot of stuff,
Comics,
right?
$40. He bought, who knows, $40 worth, $900 worth of comics for $40.
Oh my god, it's like... Oh, that's just padding. Oh, I already see something good.
There's an empty box. Get rid of the box.
I already
Let's see
through the
what's in
plastic.
the mystery box. It's mystery box time.
What's in the fucking box?
Box time.
Yeah, and you also get to see me struggle with this wrapping.
Should have made Brian write a song, a mystery box song.
Oh boy.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Okay. Well, that's a Scotty Young cover right there. So, what we have here is, I never heard of this, but it's Mark Millar and Simone Bianchi with a Scotty Young cover, Sharky the Bounty Hunter. Never heard of it before, but Scotty Young cover, Mark Millar, Simone Bianchi.
What issue
Sounds
number?
pretty great. Number 2. I don't know, maybe some of these will get me kicked off on a certain direction. Frontiersman. I've never heard of this, but that's a great looking
Another
character.
image comic.
Yeah, an Image, number 1. Frontiersman. Don't know. Never heard of it. Again, if any of these are great, you'll be the first to know. Unity.
If you know any of these are great, let us know in the comments that that's a great comic. You should read it.
Unity from Valiant.
It's a bunch of all the characters together.
Yeah, it's a bunch of a combination of a bunch of
All
different
the-
characters and for Valiant
Valiant
Comics. And Valiant is a very cool universe all on its own,
Yep.
which I keep meaning to explore and I don't know why. Bone. Guys, Bone, if you know younger readers, I highly suggest Bone. This is number 18 I got here by Jeff Smith. Oh, Black Science #1.
A variant cover exclusive.
Oh, look at that. A Midtown exclusive. Black Science. Black Science is by Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. Rick Remender is one of my favorite writers.
There you go.
Got Black Science
Issue
#1.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Issue #1.
another of my favorite writers, Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen, Ascender. Okay.
It's an awesome looking cover.
Yeah, it's a nice cover, huh?
Yeah.
Image Plus. I don't know what this is. But it's like it's got a textured cover.
I have no idea.
A special cover. Image Plus. I don't know what that
And
means.
the funny thing about it is Brian's going to read all of these.
Oh, I will definitely read these. Yeah.
A lot of this is. You know what this is like? This is like the when the drug dealer gives you a free hit.
Oh, this is
you're going to
bad.
have to go and try to.
This is
You're
bad.
going to like these,
But-
and it's going to be.
Again, Mark Millar, Stuart Immonen. This is Empress. I've never heard of it, but Mark Millar.
Thanks,
I will check
JV
it out.
Comics. You just got Brian addicted to a whole bunch of new titles.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm going to be chasing down. This I've heard a lot about and really wanted to read it, and I'm very excited that I have #1. This is Department of Truth, James Tynion, and art by Simmons. I'm looking forward to reading this one.
And you like his writing. Too,
I love James Tynion. James Tynion has had like the breakout year in 2023. You know, with Blue Book and
Oh,
and
Blue Book
all
was
the,
great. Absolutely fantastic.
what else did he have out? That was great. Oh my, so many good things. I got
What's his other thing that he has out?
There was another Dark Horse thing he had out. I'm trying to remember what it is.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to look it up. Rail by I can't see the name. Dave Dorman. Yeah, Dave Dorman and an artist named Stone. I've never heard of this, but it looks really coal.
Don't know where it's from either. Doesn't have
Rail.
a publisher on it.
No publisher or anything. Might be like a one shot, maybe.
Maybe.
I always like one shot.
You're gonna read all of them.
Yep.
You're gonna tell us which ones are good.
I've heard of this character before. This is an old one, I think.
Yeah. Looks like one of the from the original.
Yeah, old run of
Image lines.
Image Prophet with a foil cover. You got to dig those foil covers, right?
Love those 90s foil
The
covers.
90s foil cover, Prophet. Very nice. This looks like a
Turtle and Power Rangers.
Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. This is probably from IDW.
Absolutely.
It doesn't say so. It's
That's a variant cover.
a
Too.
variant cover. But Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles from IDW. Again, neither series I collect, but this might be the way in.
Kick them off.
IDW has a bunch of properties that I'm like,
That-
I really want to read all that stuff. And it's
They're
all
really
stuff
doing
that,
good stuff.
that calls back to when I was like
Yeah.
10 or 11.
They're picking up properties.
all
that-
their G.I. Joe
Yes.
stuff, which is now at Image, but whatever.
And finally,
John Byrne.
yeah, he did
John
that-
Byrne's
Dark
Next
Horse.
Men, number 14.
He did a whole
Very nice.
Actually, I think
From Dark Horse.
that title runs for quite a while, if I remember.
Yeah, I believe it
correctly.
did. Yeah. Nice. Suggested for mature readers.
Worth it. Brian got a whole bunch of new stuff. that
Very
he will
cool. Just the Scotty Young cover.
Yeah,
is
that's awesome.
so nice looking.
I
right?
never heard of Sharky character.
Me neither.
So that was our first convention of the year of 2024. It was a little bit smaller, run by KB Comics, which was awesome.
Check them out on Whatnot.
We got to see 2 great movies that we, saw as kids. We got to do a whole convention. Got to see some people we knew walking around. It was
Yeah.
like a get together of all old.
It was very nice.
Staten Island collectors. Hopefully they do another one next year. It becomes an annual thing and it grows. We're going to try to help them grow it. We're going to try to talk to some of the people we've met along the way, see if they'd be interested in coming to it. But definitely a great way to start off our convention year, which will continue probably fast and furious moving in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. So we watched the movies. We had some snacks, had a really good time.
Yeah.
Definitely an enjoyable Sunday.
Great Sunday.
Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time.